everybody. Welcome back to Memorial Field and this broadcast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Steve Anastas. I am Rob Moretti. We're here for a boys lacrosse matchup. The Tigers of Mamaroneck hosting the North Rockland Red Raiders. And Steve, Mamaroneck, they come in 0-2, but it's kind of a deceiving 0-2. They've played some really tough teams. They lost by 11 to Bronxville, a reigning state champion Class C, and then a heartbreaking last-minute loss against Wantagh just a few days ago. So a bit of a deceptive 0-2. What do we expect from the Tigers today?
It looks to be a pretty even matchup today against North Rockland, coming off a 13-2 victory over Byram Mills. Both teams returning 7 starters to the squad, underclassmen and upperclassmen. A very young but talented group for both teams. I give Mamaroneck the edge here, playing on the home field. Coming off those 2 losses, you know that they're going to come out fired up to try and get their season started on a winning note.
And some of the key players from Mamaroneck include Reed Malice, Chris Conley, but you got to look out for a lot of senior leadership on North Rockland as well.
Yes, they do have a couple of underclassmen who are their key scorers, but they're bringing back their goalie and their key defensive player, Nelson Figueroa, both seniors, and have been playing for several years with the program.
So we'll see how that all plays out. The opening face-off coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here at Memorial Field, 12 minutes on the clock, 4 quarters of action in boys lacrosse. And the face-off specialist, Ben Shapiro, in for Mamaroneck. That's Nelson Figueroa for North Rockland. Infraction, and it goes to North Rockland. Don't see that too often.
Shapiro immediately off the field.
That's the name of the game, the FOGO position, face-off, get-off.
And in comes Quentin Sakakini, senior captain. Actually, I'm not sure if he's the captain of the team. Figure that out later.
This is Kyle McCello running behind the net. Looks like Ryan LeBlanc getting the start in net for Mamaroneck today. Saw Nick Schlegel last time. Schlegel and LeBlanc split the Bronxville game. That one out of bounds. Mamaroneck has the possession. This is Eric Greenberg. Takes a check, no call. A flag comes in now. They're going to stop the play.
So Joey Corbett called on the hold there as he brings Eric Greenberg to the ground on that attempt to bring the ball across midfield. So Mamaroneck will be a man up for, I believe, 90 seconds.
Might be a minute. We'll keep track. It's the extra man opportunity for the Tigers. This is Charlie Harris. Now Reed Malice rips a long shot, save made by Billy Van Ryn, senior goalie for the Red Raiders.
This is always interesting when the defense is a man down.
And they're just trying to stall out this penalty at this point.
And trying to clear the ball can be very difficult with those extra defensive sticks on the field.
It's Matt Brody coming up with the loose ball. Tigers have their possession back.
Charlie Harris looking to create something over there on the offensive end for the Tigers.
We're back to even strength.
Yep, so that was just 1 minute.
This is Malice.
So the key, as you know, Rob, is always to try and create separation.
Malice shoots, saved by Van Ryn.
To create separation between you and your defender, to get some open space to be able to operate. And a lot of sliding and help defense is key in lacrosse.
Dylan Senator passes to his older brother Tyler. 2 minutes, 20 seconds in, no score between the Tigers and Red Raiders. Some quick passing. This is Dylan Senator now with it up top.
So as I was saying, you'll see constant sliding and switching on the defensive end as the offense moves the ball around.
This is Michella. Heads left, shoots way wide. I think he was trying to pass that one to Joey Corbett.
I think that shot was just extremely wide of the net. Would have been a beautiful pass, but he just was lucky to get his stick on the ball there. Not that it mattered one way or the other. Oh, going for the one-timer to Harrigan, unable to convert.
Jack Dente with the steal. He'll unload it to Greenberg. Greenberg rushing in, shoots, saved by Van Ryn. And he's been up to the task so far. Tigers gonna have to change up their shot approach.
Alex Ewald able to get that ball right off the rebound, but unable to do anything with it. And now it's taken away from Malice. Some good offensive effort there, but nothing really developed there, Rob.
High bounce, gets away. Chasing it is Daniel O'Rourke. This one might roll out, it's in the corner. It does roll out, Tigers ball. Big pass up the field to Jack Knowles. He's able to corral it. Greenberg is going to shoot again. He does, and this time he scores.
Nice fake attempt by Greenberg there, passing it to the slot. Keeps it himself. Again, separates himself from the defender with the fake pass, and then puts the shot on the ground into the net. A very impressive shot coming across from the left to the right.
Eric Greenberg, so shifty, much like his brother Scott, who was a star here for many years as well. Wears the same number. You almost can't tell them apart on the field.
So Ben Shapiro back in to take the face-off.
See if he can get his percentage today back up to 50. It rolls behind him. He gets taken down.
Still able to get his stick on the ball.
Now they're going to stop play. Give it to Mamaroneck. Shapiro not on the field much, but we saw even on Saturday, he takes a lot of hard hits trying to get that face-off. First time we see the Tigers in their half-field offense. This is Emmett Fay.
He's got Liam Monahan there with the pass.
Now Charlie Harris juking left and right, looking for some space, shoots wide left. Chris Conley on the backup.
Chris Conley, another player who's got an older sibling that was a star here. Peter Conley now
nice
playing.
Pass in front. Monahan shoots wide, and he knows he missed a good opportunity.
Chris's brother Peter now playing at Georgetown.
Doing well, too. I think he was the Rookie of the Year in the conference. As Malice stumbles, keeps possession.
Reed Malice is a 3-year starter here for the Tigers, right on varsity for 4 seasons.
He didn't start as a freshman, but got a lot of playing time still.
Right.
On a team that did win the section title. This is Harris. Kind of threw a changeup at Van Ryn, and he scores.
Definitely worked like a changeup too. That goalie went after the shot long before it arrived at him, and that way the ball was able to just slide right under his stick. So Mamaroneck getting out to the early lead here, which is exactly what they needed after 2 tough losses to start the season. The first one against, as we mentioned in the pregame discussion, losing to Bronxville 18-7, the defending Class C state champions. And then anytime you play a team from Long Island.
That was fast. Chris Conley.
Just
took
like
about 15
that.
seconds. Timeout North Rockland. 6:37 to go, first quarter. Tigers up 3-0 on North Rockland. We'll be right back after the timeout. Back out of the timeout, it'll be Shapiro against Figueroa on the face-off. We'll see if North Rockland, Steve, might change up their defensive strategy after 3 quick Mamaroneck goals there.
I'll tell you though, Rob, that last goal, there really wasn't much you could do. They were just bringing the ball into the offensive zone. Just a beautiful pass and a quick one-timer.
Face-off came into the Tigers zone and picked up by Greenberg. We'll leave Shapiro on the field here and send off Brett Young.
It looks like now Shapiro's coming off.
Double swap and Jack Knowles comes in.
Yep, and now Charlie Harris coming in as well for Shapiro. So Mamaroneck looks to be creating something from behind the net here.
This is Greenberg. Pushed off the play, quick pass to Harris, shot saved by Van Ryn. Rebound live, picked up by Mark McElroy. We'll see if North Rockland can put something together.
It's those midfield passes that can be really tricky and develop into fast break opportunities.
First shot of the day on LeBlanc, and they score.
And there it is right there, your fast break opportunity off the midfield turnover. Everyone is out of position. No one is really set in where they should be. You search around for a player to defend, and before you know it, the ball is past you. And that was just one-on-none against the goalie there. He had no help, and he was able to deke him and put it down underneath him.
See freshman attacker Steve Apicella. Shapiro wins the face-off. Quick pass to Malice. Makes a guy fall down, and he scores.
Well, talk about ankle breakers, Rob. He literally seems to have broken the ankle of that defender.
It's Mark McElroy who went down, and that was some kind of nasty move that Malice put on him, too. We'll take a break as they check on him. We'll be right back. It's 4-1 Mamaroneck. Back after that injury timeout.
Mark McElroy
he's
was
on the bench now, getting looked at.
Able to walk off the field under his own power. That's good to see. But Reed Malice really
what
just
a move.
Put a beautiful face guard fake on McElroy, sent him crumbling in a heap to the ground.
Tigers win the face-off on the infraction.
Shapiro trying to capitalize on it with some speed upfield.
Back up top to the midfielders, it's Harris.
So we were mentioning during the break, Rob, how it's interesting and amusing to see how Greenberg and Connolly are repeating the Greenberg and Connolly pairing that existed years ago here.
That pairing won 2 section titles.
Exactly.
This is Chris Conley. Falls down twice, keeps the ball, unloads it to Malice. Malice gets dispossessed, ball loose in the near corner, picked up, and it hasn't rained. I don't know why everyone's falling down. Ball loose again, this time Malice has it.
Good heads-up play from Malice, sticking with the play there.
Trying to pass, might have gotten interfered with the stick.
Yeah, I think they got a stick on his elbow there and sent it the wrong way.
Matt Brody all over it, unloads it to Greenberg, who will rush it up again. He shoots, saved by Van Ryn.
Reed Malice unable to collect that rebound in front of the net. That would have been a nice attempt, nice opportunity.
Keeps it in with a rake. Still loose. Finally picked up by Tyler Senator. Just over 4 minutes left first quarter. 4-1 Mamaroneck. North Rockland has not had a lot of opportunities on offense. This is Zernicki.
Number 1, Dylan Senator saved his brother there with that pass that sailed over his head. He was able to get the one-handed grab to keep the possession alive for North Rockland.
Red Raiders cycle through. This is Michella. He'll take it behind, pass far side. It's Apicella, the lone goal scorer. Back to Zernicki. I'm sorry, that might be, is that James Marina? A 6 or a 5?
No, I think that's Zernicki. Oh yeah, that is a 5, isn't it? Nope, that is Zernicki.
I'll talk to these teams about their typeface.
Up, ball down, and Mamaroneck will look to try and capitalize.
Brett Young does pick it up with the long pole. And a hold on.
Seems to be a timeout.
That was called by Coach Jeff Barnard. I think he didn't want that pass to be made, so he just called the timeout before it happened. 3:05 to go first quarter. Tigers up 4-1. They'll have the ball when we get back. Back out of the timeout on a beautifully sunny day. First we've had this season on air, at least.
Yeah, it's the first day that we've had this kind of wind without it just being viciously cold.
We had a girls lacrosse game in the rain and did the Wantagh game in the snow, and now we run the gamut. We've got the nice weather today. Pass out in front to Fay. Tried to shoot backhand. It got blocked. Loose ball picked up by Shapiro. They'll set up again.
It's a beautiful pass into the middle, I believe, from Alex Ewald. But Schley unable to get the ball out of his stick.
This is Conley on the restart. Shapiro will touch up. He's going to shoot. Shoots wide, almost picked up by Conley. Goes out of bounds. Luckily, Conley didn't touch it.
It's one of the great things about the sport of lacrosse, Rob, is how they keep the action moving. They line up balls at the end line so that if a shot goes long, the possession can start right back up again. It really takes a lot of athletic endurance to be able to play this sport.
This is Knowles. Back up top for Shapiro. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Shapiro racing in, shoots and scores.
They saw the opportunity for the ISO play and they ran it to perfection.
And Shapiro making a play for some more playing time. He doesn't want to just be a Fogo, he wants to act as a midfielder. So 5-1 Mamaroneck. The biggest lead they've held in any game this season.
Have to imagine, Rob, that this is not the start that North Rockland expected from themselves. They've had a pretty strong program going into the past couple years. A lot of returning starters. But Mamaroneck is a threat for the sectional championship.
Quick pass in front, Malice scores.
And just like that, another very fast score from the Tigers.
I feel like I say this every time we cover lacrosse, but possession in lacrosse so much more important perhaps than in any other sport, because it's so hard to give up a possession, even when you shoot and miss. A lot of the times you end up getting the ball back.
Right, as they have their teammates stand on the opposite side of any choreographed shot and even some impromptu shots. They always make sure to have a teammate on the far side of the goal, because in lacrosse, whoever's closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds gets possession after a shot.
Out in front, quick opportunity, nice move, and he scores. I think that was Alex Ewald.
Beautiful pass from Chris Connolly there, as Greenberg was able to get the ball into the offensive zone, passed it to Connolly, resulting in the goal.
I guess we just keep talking about our point, though, a 2-goal point at this point, but you also have the ball wedged right into your stick that you're cradling, so it's not like in some other sports like soccer or hockey where one quick touch of the ball and you can dispossess a player. It's a little bit harder. And that's been the key. Another face-off, well, actually this one goes to North Rockland. And Mamaroneck has clearly outpossessed North Rockland, and that's why the score is 7-1, although Mamaroneck outplaying them.
And Rob, stick handling skills are developed at the early ages, and the Mamaroneck Youth Lacrosse program is really second to none in developing talent and nurturing that talent as they get up into the high school ranks. And you can see the fruits of their labor here on this varsity field.
About that steal there from Dan O'Rourke.
Beautiful play from Dan O'Rourke.
Just stuck up the pole and snatched it away. He didn't even know he had it.
Didn't even know he had it, but boy, he sure played that off very nicely. Oh,
ball comes loose off the stick of Knowles.
Tough break for Jack Knowles. He would have been wide open in front of the goal there. 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
This is Dylan Senator. Gives it to Michella. 15 seconds. Michella weaves in front of the net, gets into a scrum, and play is stopped. North Rockland ball, 9 seconds left in the quarter. 5 seconds now. Quick pass in front. Did he try to shoot that backhand? It didn't work.
He tried for the backhanded one-timer, which is about as impressive a shot attempt as it gets, short of leaping over the goal from behind, which has been known to happen as well. Those are the two most difficult shots to attempt. He did get the shot off, but it was wide.
So we're through 12 minutes of play. 1 quarter done. It's 7-1 Mamaroneck. Great start for them. Stay tuned. Second quarter coming up next.
So we're back for the start of the second quarter. Mamaroneck with the commanding lead over North Rockland. Of course, you extrapolate this game out over 4 quarters, and we're looking at a 28-4 matchup. Lacrosse rarely ever goes that way, but Mamaroneck really couldn't be happier with how things started out. And once again, Ben Shapiro wins the face-off. True to his Fogo form.
Give North Rockland credit, though. They've made these face-off wins a little more difficult than we usually see from Shapiro, even though...
And Shapiro, with that goal scored, is staying in at crease attack.
Usually we see Shapiro just pick it up and take off running.
Right. So here, Eric Greenberg is setting up the offense from the top of the box. They shade overplay him to his right. And now Reed Malice will take his turn from the top left corner of the offensive zone. Pass across, one-timer, no good. Rebound, back over to Malice across the crease. And Malice settles down a little bit, looking for an opening.
Give Ewald credit there for staying alert, picking up his own rebound.
Here's Charlie Harris now at the top, being guarded by Mike Cernicki. Oh, Harris with a beautiful move, just wide of the goal.
He did everything right there except put the ball in the net.
He even went for the right area of the goal. You definitely want to go to that right side, that left side. Going across the body, 80% of all shots are taken across the body that way. Ewald able to maintain possession. Gets it out. Oh, Greenberg unable to get that ball, but the...
That nifty move by Jack Dente there at the midfield line.
Yeah, nice job by Dente getting the ball back into the offensive possession for Mamaroneck. Harris with a nice deceptive move, passes it into the middle. Malice unable to get possession quickly, but he does get possession. Oh, tough shot wide of the goal, but Harris is back there for the possession. Mamaroneck looking a little bit more deliberate, setting up their offense. Definitely going to try and milk the clock a little bit and possess the ball even more than they have. Reed Malice right there, off the post. That seemed like an automatic goal for Malice there. He just missed it by a hair.
You see the Tigers here with the loose ball, but going into that kind of slower style offense, it's, you know, they have the clock, so it's not like in the girls' game where you can literally stall for 5 minutes if you can hold the ball, but that's what they're trying to do, is kill a lot of this clock with the big lead.
Great one-timer to Alex Ewald. Beautiful pass from Eric Greenberg, setting up Ewald in front of the crease, giving the Tigers the 8-1 lead with 9:28 remaining in the first half.
A nice one-motion catch and shoot. Ewald, the goalie, never had a chance to see the ball. Ewald was winding up, I think, before he had the ball.
I don't think the goalie had even turned around by the time Ewald was sending that into the net. The advantage of the one-timer. If you can effectively execute the one-timer, there are very few goalies that can defend it well. Tyler Senator with the goal. Basically a coast-to-coast effort. Rob, you may have noticed on the far side after that face-off went flying about 20 yards downfield. None of the Mamaroneck defenders or North Rockland attackmen were crossing over that red line. They are not actually allowed to cross that line or leave the box until the ball is officially possessed by one team or the other. And because it was the face-off that sent the ball that way, they were all left standing and trying to corral the ball from the other side of the box, and Tyler Senator was able to take it all the way across. And just as I explained that, Reed Malice comes back with the quick pass and the whip shot from the slot.
15 yards away on that shot.
Beautiful shot from Reed Malice, making the score 9-2.
Bucknell's waiting for that to be theirs. They want that.
They are very excited to have Reed Malice signed and committed. He is going to be a fantastic addition to that wonderful lacrosse program at Bucknell. Shapiro yet again with the face-off victory, and you can see how damaging that can be to the other team's psyche, let alone their possession time. Oh, that was a beautiful behind-the-back shot attempt from Reed Malice, getting rather fancy there. It turns into nothing more than a spectacular pass to Chris Connolly, and Connolly goes around the crease and tries to send it in from the left post, unable to do so, so Malice has possession behind the net.
Yeah, Tigers with a big lead now. They can start working on their mixtape.
Right, exactly. A little bit more flair and pizzazz on some of their possessions now with the commanding lead. Here's Jack Knowles at the top, trying to fake out Dante Restino. Oh, I'm sorry, Jordan Brown. Pass out to the top and a score by Chris Conley. This time it's a one-timer pass from Ben Shapiro over to Chris Connolly, who winds up and sends it in from the wing. A beautiful pass to the high corner.
Not an easy angle either.
No, very tough angle, but those are the shots that they love. They're practicing those all the time, trying to figure out just how much mustard to put on those shots to get them into those high corners.
Tigers making a change at the Fogo.
So this time is it Brian? No, it is.
I think it was J.M. Nogin.
Yep, J.M. Nogin going after that face-off, and he essentially wins possession of the face-off, fighting a little extra hard to make sure that they get possession. You can hear Coach Barnard shouting out the play instructions.
Well, unfamiliar territory. Your first time in 3 games, Tigers have held a large lead in a game.
As we see, Liam Monahan is in for Mamaroneck at the top of the crease, or sorry, at the top of the box. That shot was wide, but rebounded by Chris Conley. Ball moves around, and Reed Malice in front. Oh, beautiful save. North Rockland unable to keep possession, and a penalty is called. This penalty, oh no, sorry, just possession called.
They could have, it was a late shove there.
Yeah, Reed Malice was definitely
Malice
shoved to the
down.
ground in the back. I expected the cross-check penalty. Instead, it will be Tigers' possession behind the net. Alex Ewald starts off, gets it over to Malice, settles things down and looks to pass it to Ewald. Sorry, Connolly. Connolly sent it over to Ewald, who was unable to keep possession. And now Senator sends it up to Joey Corbett in the offensive zone for North Rockland. It's been a while since North Rockland has even had possession of the ball.
That's why they trail so much, really. They really have not had the ball nearly as much as Mamaroneck. Clearly very much outpossessed.
Oh, beautiful save by Ryan LeBlanc. Tyler Senator attacked the net with reckless abandon, dove in, and sent the shot right on LeBlanc's stick. Greenberg sends the pass across, gets it to Conley.
No, you're kidding.
Now Charlie Harris has possession at the top. He shifts left, gets it to Reed Malice. Shot off the shoulder and onto the back of the net. Mamaroneck keeps possession, tries to send it in front of the crease, and turns it over. Now it's Tyler Senator back on the offensive end for North Rockland.
If you're the Raiders here, you want to see, if not a goal, at least an extended offensive possession where they get some chances.
You know, Mamaroneck is making possessing the ball look so easy, but it can be deceptive. Oh, beautiful shot. Liam Monahan with the hockey assist to Reed Malice, over to Chris Conley, and another shot makes it 11-2 Mamaroneck with 5:25 remaining. North Rockland calls a timeout. They look to settle things down and figure out a new strategy to try and get themselves back in the game. So with 5:25 remaining, it's 11-2 Mamaroneck here on LMC TV Varsity Sports. So we're back with face-off. Shapiro yet again wins the face-off. He will stay on. Ball controlled by Emmett Fay. And now to Jack Knowles. A quick correction. We had Jack Dente is the goalie today for the Tigers. We had Ryan LeBlanc playing goalie, but they are wearing each other's jersey numbers according to our game program, so we had them identified incorrectly. We apologize for that. Reed Malice now working his way around the crease. Oh, gets a beautiful pass and goal for Alex Ewald. You could see, Rob, how the entire defense was fixated and mesmerized by Reed Malice behind the net. He goes to the right side. There wasn't a soul in the vicinity of Alex Ewald as he received that pass over the net. He had all day to decide how he was going to put that ball in the goal.
Yeah, that's the thing about the diversity of the Tigers' offense and how they have scorers and playmakers everywhere on the field.
Oh, that is just a gorgeous face-off win and goal for Reed Malice. Wow, they are putting on a show. Beautiful face-off win for Ben Shapiro. Flips it up, attacks the defense, passes it off to Reed Malice, and he is in for the beautiful whip shot goal from about 25 yards out.
That was, it looked as if they made that play when they weren't even looking. I think J.M. Nojan's in for this face-off.
Yep.
I bet they couldn't figure out how to put the accent.
That is definitely a useful weapon to have, is two strong face-off men, both of them juniors, so that you know that Coach Barnard is going to have them around next year as well. There's no declaring early for college, Rob, just in case you were wondering. I suppose they could take some summer courses if they really wanted to. Oh, great hit. Arad Shah Asif lays a beautiful hit on Mike Cernicki. North Rockland able to keep possession and even get an attempt towards the goal. Unfortunately, the one-timer was not collected by North Rockland, and so now Mamaroneck is transitioning the ball upfield.
We're starting to see some different players in from Mamaroneck showing off that depth now.
Yeah. James McElroy unable to keep possession of the ball all the way into the offensive zone. Oh, North Rockland, penalty flag That is an unfortunate call as the offensive player just slipped to the ground. I'm not sure if the ref saw contact with his helmet by the defender's stick.
Well, what I think
but
happened,
I think we're getting a cross-check here, call right here, yep.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate call because there was no effort or intent to make a cross-check there. The players, I believe that was Joey Corbett, he just simply slid into the defender's stick.
And I will say that that was Ryan LeBlanc who committed the penalty. I'm not sure if that contact would have connected if he did not fall to the ground. But from 30 or 40 yards away, I can definitely see how the referee might have misconstrued that contact for excessive and therefore the cross-check. So the first man down penalty killing here for Mamaroneck with 3 minutes left in the first half, up 13-2 on the Red Raiders. Dylan Senator tries to send it in front. It's picked up by Steve Apicella. He gets it over to Mike Cernicki. And Kyle Michella puts it on the ground. Now Cernicki able to collect it back. Beautiful shot from Tyler Senator. An even nicer save by Jack Dente.
And if you're North Rockland here, you know you're probably not winning this game, but you've still got an opportunity to, it looks like we have a timeout called by Mamaroneck. You still have an opportunity here to play against the top defense in the section and make yourself better and figure some things out as a team on offense.
Right, right. So the score may not be the most important thing remaining for North Rockland, but I will also say that a talented offensive team, and North Rockland definitely does have some talent on the offensive end, can try and cut into this lead. So with 2:18 remaining in the first half, Mamaroneck had called a timeout because Dente was having a little trouble getting the man down clearing of the ball. So Coach Barnard thought better of it and just decided to call a timeout since he had it. And now just like that, Eric Greenberg clears it into the offensive zone. And we are at even strength. That's one definite difference between lacrosse and hockey, as many similarities as they have. Wow. Apparently the referee saw Reed Malice actually step in the crease with his foot. So Mamaroneck turns the ball over as a result. But North Rockland unable to maintain possession. Oh, little problem there from Matt Brody. I don't know if he had an itch on his nose or what. He was one-handing that stick and then he just slipped to the ground. And now a penalty will be called on Reed Malice for slashing. And Malice has now picked up the flag, which I'm not sure how much the refs are. I guess he's just going to bring the flag back to the ref.
Yeah, he knows he's not going to be needed because that ball's not going to come to him.
And now North Rockland, Dylan Senator with the goal, with the penalty pending, makes it 13-3 with 1 minute remaining. So the final minute of the first half will be a man advantage for the Raiders. Senator able to make the most of that possession, scoring the goal and cutting the lead to 10. And now Mamaroneck will try and hold North Rockland scoreless in this final minute. Oh, but Joey Corbett has possession, man up. And now Kyle Michella is calling for them to settle it down and run a play with the final minute.
And they have time, still 45 seconds, no reason to rush up and risk turning the ball over.
Beautiful pass inside. Oh, unable to connect to Dylan Senator from Kyle Machella up on top.
And that's been the difference between these two teams today. Is if Mamaroneck has the ball there, they'd complete that pass and probably score a goal.
It's a very simple thing to see, Rob. Who keeps the ball off the ground? Mamaroneck's, the ball has not hit the ground very often. Whereas, as you see once again, North Rockland may maintain possession there, but that was a great opportunity for Senator. Shot wide from Tyler Senator. North Rockland still has possession with 3 seconds, 2, 1. And that will do it for the first half. A dominant performance all across the board from Mamaroneck. A few highlights for North Rockland, but otherwise it has been all Mamaroneck so far in the first half. 13-3 at the half. We'll be back with second half action here on LMC TV Varsity Sports. So we're back with second half action here, 12-minute quarters. Once again, Shapiro on the face-off. He definitely did not win that face-off, but he might end up with possession after all. I think someone stepped on the stick for North Rockland, so here comes Mamaroneck across midfield. Greenberg takes it into the offensive zone. Some statistics for the half. Not surprisingly, Reed Malice leads the team with 13 shots on goal and 4 goals scored with 3 assists. Chris Connolly had 4 shots on goal, 3 of them for goals and 1 assist. Charlie Harris with 4 shots on goal. He has a goal and an assist. And Alex Ewald with 1 shot on goal scored and 3 assists. Eric Greenberg had 2 shots, 1 of them scored and he had an assist. Alex Ewald with the shot attempt there to start the second half, and now beautiful save by the North Rockland goalie. And Brandon Williams takes it into the offensive zone. Oh, nice pass from Williams. Mark McElroy Dave Mackey unable to maintain possession, but North Rockland will keep the ball.
See what North Rockland could put together in this second half. Obviously, maybe a chance here to work on some things they've been meaning to work on in practice in a game situation. So not a total loss, especially this early in the season. An opportunity to get some things hammered out.
I know that the North Rockland coach, returning 7 starters. Oh, beautiful pass, a shot from Tyler Senator for the goal. Gets the Raiders on the board to start the second half with 10 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the third quarter. What I was going to say, Rob, was that the North Rockland coach wasn't entirely sure what he had with his squad. He did have 10 returning starters from last year's squad. Obviously, the Senator brothers being their main offensive weapons. But from an overall team aspect, this was going to be a real test for his team, and right now he's a little disappointed with what he sees from his roster.
Well, they say it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and still got a whole lot of games left. You've seen Mamaroneck after 2 losses. They're winning big today, so it's all about getting better every day, especially in the early stages of the season.
One telling sign of the amount of possession that Mamaroneck had in the first half, as Charlie Harris starts up from behind the crease. Passes in front for Greenberg, shot no good. Reed Malice gets it right back out to Chris Connolly. Dekes his defender and scores right in front of the face of the goalie.
Key to that play was Reed Malice on the shot attempt by Greenberg. That's not an easy one to come up with, especially with a non-goalie sized stick.
Right.
But he picked it right off the ground, and that set up the assist to Conley there.
So Malice's 4th assist of the game goes for Conley's 4th goal of the game. And what I was saying about the possession that Mamaroneck had, 0 shots on goal in the first quarter by North Rockland. So Dente had 3 saves in total in the first half. Only 3 official shots on goal attempted by North Rockland. Or I'm sorry, 6 attempted shots on goal. 3 for goals, 3 saves by the goalie.
And that's a low total for a period of hockey. Forget a half of a lacrosse game.
Right. Great point, Rob. All right, so North Rockland has possession. Oh, Steve Apicella did not see that defender coming on.
That's scary.
Yep, that was Ben Shapiro that was racing to, no, sorry. That was Quentin Sakakini that was racing toward him. Sakakini now camped out on the crease. A defensive midfielder, Quentin Sakakini is, so he's got the short stick and will play offense. Shot high from Dylan Senator, but Apicella was there to collect the possession. Apicella gets it over to Machella. Kyle Machella goes to the shot, drops the stick down, and has it taken away by Say McElroy. Looks like a loose ball push on Mamaroneck will give possession of the ball to North Rockland. And now Dylan Senator starting it in the right slot. Machella now with possession. Trying to position his offense to get the right movement. Whip shot off the net, no good. Nice focus from Jack Dente. Pass goes up to Quentin Sakakini.
Good job there by Sakakini just to block that ball.
Smart heads-up play, shot from Reed Malice, and another score. Beautiful, lightning-fast reflexes from Malice. Catches the ball, knows exactly where he is, spins and scores to extend it to an 11-goal lead with 7:39 remaining in the third quarter.
Kind of a broken record, but it has been all Tigers today. Even now when they're kind of laying back and trying to help waste some time out, still able to get in there and score effectively.
Looks like Jason Beanstalk was a little quick off the gun, getting off the line there on that face-off. So they called offsides, and North Rockland will have possession. Sakakini trying to harass Corbett. Looks like a penalty will be called on Sakakini there. North Rockland maintains possession. Machella tries to get it inside, loses possession, and that will be the hold on Sakakini, and Mamaroneck will be down a man. So Mamaroneck coach Barnard sends in his man-down defense onto the field, and Dylan Senator will have the ball behind the crease. Raiders moving the ball around the outside of the box. Back to Senator behind the crease. Shifting direction. Beautiful whip shot from Tyler Senator, his second goal of the game.
And this is kind of what we were expecting to see from North Rockland, a team that's able to put the ball in the net, possess the ball, play defense, and where were they in the first half?
It is tough, like you said earlier, Rob, when you do not possess the ball, it is just, you can be worn down by the superior possession ability of Mamaroneck. So it's 15-5 with 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ben Shapiro yet again wins the face-off. He will stay on as Greenberg dishes it off to Chris Conley. Conley can't field it cleanly, but they maintain possession. And they will now work it around, as you may hear them out on the field, imploring their teammates to work the ball around. Reed Malice sort of quarterbacking the offense from behind the crease. Passing it back and forth from Ewald to Malice, with Connolly on his right. Now they're just sort of toying with the Raiders here, possessing the ball, moving it around, making sure there are no delay of games, and then Malice comes across the crease, lulls them into a false sense of security and lethargy, comes across the crease, gets the pass, turns and fires it past the goalie for, I believe, his 5th goal of the game. No, I'm sorry, his 6th goal of the game.
The double hat trick.
Obviously, Bucknell knew what they were doing when they offered the scholarship to Reed Malice in his sophomore year, and he has only gotten better with time. It is a tremendous honor to make varsity as a freshman, as he did, and that is usually a sign of great things to come for a player like that.
That certainly has been the case. What a career Malice has had here. I think he scored something like 63 goals last year as a junior.
And it's the strength at the top of a roster that will really carry you a long way as the season goes on. Those off days where the team just doesn't have it, you can lean on a player like that to carry you through some of the games that you may not have circled on your roster. You know that he'll be there every game in and game out. Smart pass attempt from Knowles. Unfortunately, he's unable to complete the pass.
And Mark McElroy was just in the way.
But Knowles aggressively defends his opponent, gets him to the ground, and they take the ball right back. Again, we point to possession. They say possession is 9/10 of the law, Rob. I would say it's about 9/10 of the key to victory in lacrosse.
I think in a lacrosse game either earlier this year or last year, I called it 10/10 of lacrosse.
There you go. Great minds think alike, Rob.
I'd say so.
So Mamaroneck has just worn out this North Rockland team. You can see the life is just out of them as they provide token pressure on Alex Ewald around the crease. The ball moves its way around to Jack Knowles at the top. He puts on a move. Does not feel he has the space to get the shot off. So now Coach Barnard sends him around the back of the crease to try and get something started. He goes to the ground, loses the ball.
Flag comes in on the loose ball.
Looks to be a call on Mamaroneck.
I don't even know why I said that. Oh my god, who's that?
Slash is the penalty call. I'm not sure if that's on on Jack Knowles or not. Yes, it does seem to be Knowles that's gone into the penalty box. So now North Rockland will have possession across midfield. Tyler Senator, the junior captain for the Raiders. So a little 3-2-1 passing action from Senator to Corbett to Senator. Senator has it behind the crease, gets it to Apicella, back to Senator, leaves it off for Machella. They definitely want to try and score here, get something going on the offensive end, if for nothing else to show some offensive capability and something to build on for the coming season. Shot goes wide. Apicella is Machella, able to be the first one there to the ball, so he retains possession.
And you can see them kind of bumping up the intensity in the last 10-15 seconds of that last sequence. So they do want to try to put the ball in the net.
Nice shot from Kyle Michella. Blows it past Jack Dente for the 6th score of the game for North Rockland.
And the key to that goal right there was the pass by Tyler Senator,
skip pass,
the fake
right.
pass first. It looked like he was going to go up to the midfield,
Yep.
then instead went across, and everyone kind of did a little double take and a shift, and that opened it up.
That fake pass can be very effective if you do it convincingly. You get your defender even 2 or 3 steps off of where he would have been, and you will have a success. Shapiro able to send it into the zone. North Rockland retains possession. And now Joey Corbett on a fast break, a little mini break. Oh, beautiful pass to Will Walsh. Unable to put it in the back of the net. And now the ball is loose. Sorry, the puck. The ball is loose.
It's not that cold anymore.
In front of Mamaroneck's goal. Kyle Michella thought he had possession of the ball, flicked it in a cradle attempt, and it went all the way to the sideline. North Rockland retains possession. Ball in the stick of Dylan Senator. Oh, a beautiful strip from Eric Greenberg. And here comes Ben Shapiro to Reed Malice, wide of the net. And North Rockland will have possession because no one was behind the net. So the nearest player to the ball in that case was the goalie. Billy Van Ryn had 6 saves in the first quarter, 2 saves in the second quarter. A little bit too much harassing from Eric Greenberg, and a penalty is called. Eric Greenberg with the slash to the helmet of Dylan Senator.
It looked like he was posting up in a game of basketball or something.
So it looks to be 2 men down for Mamaroneck when we come back with 1:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter here on LMC TV, Varsity Sports. Here we are back with 1:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. A few new defenders in the game. We have Kieran Quate and Daniel O'Rourke in on defense for Mamaroneck. Oh, nice one-timer from Joey Corbett to Dylan Senator. Scores. Senator scores, I believe, his 2nd or 3rd goal of the game. It really has been a heavy dose of Dylan and Tyler Senator for North Rockland. Their main and only offensive threats, really.
And they've kind of had that brother connection going on. They're not twins, they're a year apart, but sometimes you see twins that kind of have that telekinesis communication.
Ben Shapiro wins yet another face-off as we approach 1 minute remaining. The score is 16-7, Mamaroneck over North Rockland. Reed Malice has it behind the goal, gets it over to Chris Conley. Mamaroneck just biding their time as we approach 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Charlie Harris up top will look to isolate on Jordan Brown for North Rockland. Greenberg with a hard shot, ricochets into Brown's stick. He puts the wheels on, gets it into the offensive zone. 8 seconds remaining. Senator will try and accomplish something here. No, Michella with the shot.
Does that
count? Shot is good, but does not count as he released it after the buzzer sounded. at the end of the third quarter. The North Rockland fans in the stands are imploring the ref to count the goal, but that was clearly a second after the buzzer sounded. So the score remains at the end of 3. Mamaroneck Tigers 16, North Rockland Raiders 7. We'll be back with fourth quarter action here on LMC TV Varsity Sports.
Rob Moretti and Steve Anastas here. 1 quarter remaining between the Tigers and the Red Raiders of North Rockland. The face-off goes to North Rockland. It's Joey Corbett, the 8th grader, who wins it. Tyler Senator has it now. It's Apicella. Back to Senator. He goes up top for Corbett. Corbett races behind. Tight defense there from O'Rourke. Now Apicella will go back up top with Dylan Senator. How about that defense from Ryan LeBlanc? Snatching the pass out of the air, trying to set up an offensive chance here for the Tigers. This is Ewald. He races towards the net, shoots on the bounce and scores.
Alex Ewald knew that he had that goal scored from the first moment that he got that defender on his shoulder. He knew he was going to go around them, and as soon as he went around them and there was no one left in the crease, it seemed like child's play to put that ball on the ground and in the back of the net.
It's a perfect shot. It looked like it bounced right at Van Rin's feet. Really not much you could. It's actually interesting how different it is from hockey, where the puck's always on the playing surface. But lacrosse goalies, they don't have that butterfly technique where they can block those low shots.
And as a former lacrosse player who played several years of lacrosse myself, I still to this day do not understand why goalies do not wear shin guards. It just makes no sense. I can't tell you how many balls I've taken off my legs, and if I were standing in the goal all the time, well, that's why I didn't play goalie, Rob, is because I did not want to take shots with that Indian rubber on my shins. I still have dents in my shins from the years of lacrosse that I played.
Dente cut off that pass. He'll set it up for the Tigers. That's Sakakini racing it across midfield. Quick pass to Conley. Harris has a go off the stick. Right there to pick it up was Eric Greenberg.
That was a smart attempt by Conley to get it to Harris cutting. He just led him a little bit too much. Otherwise, he would have a wide open attack towards the goal.
10 minutes left to play. Malice still in there. Conley as well.
Yeah, Coach Barnard is not going to let this one slip away. So I don't think we'll see Malice and Conley off the field for at least another 5 minutes.
This is Greenberg racing in. Quick pass to Ewald, had trouble with it. Shot got saved by Van Ryn, and it goes out of bounds. North Rockland ball.
It's a nice pass by Greenberg. Unfortunately, it was in the gut of Ewald, so he wasn't able to catch and shoot as quickly as he would have liked.
Trying to clear it up the field. Looks like the Raiders will control this one. Figueroa picks it up.
Stephen Abrams did a good job of keeping that ball in play. So North Rockland has possession now.
This is Tyler Senator. He'll bring it behind. Tried to pass it in front. Players got tied up. Ball goes out of bounds.
Senator with a good thought there to get the ball across the crease, but as he was being hit while he threw it, definitely did not have the accuracy on the pass that he was looking for.
Harris gets it to Conley. This is Ewald.
Oh, nice fake by Ewald.
But he loses the ball, tries to pick it back up, it's loose. North Rockland has it. That's McElroy. Good to see him back in the game. Went down early with, he got Reed Maliced.
Right.
This is Michella who unloads
there's
it
the
to
penalty
Apicella.
right there for the slash across the helmet. So North Rockland will be up a man here. Still the 10-goal deficit for North Rockland.
Yeah, it's been right around 9-10 goals the entirety of the second half. Quick programming note, if you're a Rhinebeck fan who's tuning in and saying, hey, you've been at Mamaroneck a lot, we're going to be at Rhinebeck soon. We'll be covering softball game. That'll be weather permitting. There's a slight chance of rain, but they'll be taking on Valhalla. That's always a big matchup. You'll be able to watch that one right after this one.
Finally getting a bit of the spring thaw here, Rob. It was seeming like winter was never going to end.
I'm still not convinced. That shot scores. What a rip from Senator.
Beautiful shot
The
from
elder Senator, Tyler.
Yeah, the junior captain. Cuts it to a 9-goal deficit for the Raiders. Still with 7:46 remaining, Rob. I don't see this one getting away from Mamaroneck. Now it's just a teaching opportunity for both coaches how to hold on to a lead and close the team out for Mamaroneck, and for North Rockland how to stay with it, execute, and work on the things that they want to improve on.
Ben Shapiro comes away
Face-offs
running.
might be one of those when you've got a Ben Shapiro to work against. Definitely is a great lesson. Oh,
That pass sails high.
Tucker Light in the game for Mamaroneck, and here we see that Mamaroneck
down to the
has
second
cleared
string.
out their bench. Yes, Reed Malice, Chris Conley, Alex Ewald all off the field now.
Raked back in. Good play by James Marina, but Tigers all over it. It was picked up by Light.
Troy Downs now with possession. Had the handoff from Tucker Light. Ball goes over to Emmett Fay, and he has Liam Monahan on his left.
They'll play a little catch. 7 minutes to go in regulation. All Mamaroneck today. Fay was racing in.
See, and that's just a classic situation that Fay has just got to get more experience to be ready for. He had gotten past his defender. That's a situation where you've got to tuck that stick in front of your chest because you know that they're going to come raking over the top in that last-ditch attempt to try and continue to play defense. He left the stick hanging out and he had it taken right away.
Loose ball was picked up by McElroy, and North Rockland back on the attack. Senator, good pass. Backed away by Apicella. They'll slow things down a bit.
So we'll see how effective North Rockland's offense can be against the second-string defense of Mamaroneck, because all the starters are still out there for North Rockland.
Michella had a good opportunity there. There's a flag on the field. Looks like we'll have another extra man opportunity for North Rockland.
Slashing on Mamaroneck there. Penalty by Liam Monahan. So Mamaroneck goes to its man-down defense with 6:09 remaining, up by 9 goals.
This is Michella. Cernicki had a touch. Now Corbett.
It's a great opportunity, Rob, for Coach Barnard to see what kind of depth he has on his roster and how these players will play against first stringers from another team. First stringers that do have talent. They did score 8 goals. They just weren't really able to get much going from a consistency standpoint or from an extended possession standpoint for North Rockland. Mamaroneck was just too tough for them on this day.
That pass had gotten away, so the Tigers pick up a possession. Behind the net is Harrigan. Ball loose on the far side and picked up by McElroy. Good defense there. The goalie comes in to come away, and look at that. There goes Jack Dente getting a little adventurous.
It's always the great thing when the goalie comes out of the goal. That ball, it is amazing how that deep pocket of that goalie stick allows the ball to stay in there even when it gets cracked by a defender's check.
McElroy trying to clear. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout. Coach Greg Grasso from North Rockland didn't like how that was playing out. 4:44 to go, 17-8 Mamaroneck leads. We'll be right back following this timeout. Raiders have it on the restart. Tyler Senator trying to get it past midfield, and he tries to flip it as he was going out of bounds, couldn't get it done. And Arad Shah Asif will be the man with it for the Tigers.
You know, Rob, that is one of the great aspects of lacrosse is it is a contact sport. Contact can be made, and you don't get bailed out with any minimal contact penalties like you would in soccer or some of the other, you know, categorically non-contact sports.
That pass gets away from Light. North Rockland ball.
So Tyler Senator came screaming along the sideline here and went to the ground and tried to flip the ball back. He was probably hoping for a penalty, but I'm sure he knows the rules of the game as well as anyone, and he knows he wasn't going to get a penalty call there.
Under 4 minutes to go. This is Dylan Senator. Trying to put a little spin on Brett Young there.
Right, nice fake move. Up, he was able to tuck the ball there. Oh, nice
Ryan
steal.
LeBlanc still in there and makes a great play. Slips up though, and the ball comes loose.
Great job to send the ball to open space.
Timeout Mamaroneck.
Interesting call with 3:20 remaining. He must want to get some additional players on the field. Otherwise, I can't really come up with a reason why you're calling a timeout with a 9-goal lead and less than 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. I'm sure we'll see some of the rest of the Tigers roster on the field here for the last couple minutes of the game.
So we'll say some new names. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remain. Tigers up by 9. LeBlanc still has it on the restart. He passes to Dente.
Ooh, dangerous play from Dente, but it pays off for him. As J.M. Nogin.
Nogin took a couple face-offs, but now he's getting some time with the offensive unit.
Oh, a fortunate series of events.
Light turns around, shoots wide. Backing up was Jack Harrigan.
Jack Harrigan with an opportunity here.
Harrigan trying to back down, shoots and scores. Nice shot right next to the post.
You can see the size difference between him and Darian Gamble, who was defending him there. He was able to just post him up like a power forward in basketball, just turn and fired it stick side.
And that might be an advantage the Tigers could look to use later in the year. Harrigan listed as an attacker, but much taller than most attackers.
He definitely has the build of a defenseman, but obviously has the stick skills to put him on the attack. So here we have J.M. Nogin again, Rob, at the face-off.
Somebody moved early. Tigers ball. This is Harrigan. He's looking for another one. Just misses. Light picks it up. It's Troy Downs with it now. This is Ben Kahn. Another timeout, Mamaroneck with 2:01 to play. Tigers up by 10. Sounds like they want to talk things over, maybe give the reserves a bit of a lesson. We'll take a quick break. 2:01 to go. 18-8 Mamaroneck on LMC TV. Ben Kahn on the restart. Under 2 minutes to go. Tigers just milking away the final 2 minutes.
He's got to keep it in the box. He did not understand at that point. The ref had called a delay warning, which means you have to get the ball inside that box, which is basically that red line extending out to the 30-yard line and then across the top. You must stay in that box and not even let the ball out of the box. And if you do, which Ben just sort of ran right along that red line and stepped outside the box, it is a turnover.
This is Nogin.
And now yet again, he said you have to keep it in. And this is done to prevent the delay that can happen.
Underhand shot is stopped. Good save by Van Ryn. Loose ball down the field, and I really like that rule. I think the girls' game should institute that rule as well, because they'll go into real long stalls. Right out in front was Tucker Light.
Great pass from Jack Harrigan to Tucker Light on that play, getting the backup attackman a goal.
And the girls' game is so different from the boys' game. It's a non-contact sport.
Right. Right, and you can't even make contact with the stick shaft. You have to make contact with the actual head of a lacrosse stick in girls lacrosse, which is why they don't try it that often, because it's so easy to miss that type of contact, and then it becomes a penalty, which is deadly in girls lacrosse. Being a man down in girls lacrosse can be very difficult, whereas boys lacrosse, with all the contact, you can sort of muscle your way through a penalty.
And to the credit in the girls' game, they don't really enforce the penalties the same way, which is helpful.
Yes.
They kind of just give them that lineup opportunity on the arc and get on with it. 38 seconds left in this boys' contest.
But a lot of goals are scored from that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
That one goes wide from Senator into the corner. 30 seconds to play. That one LeBlanc steals.
That was great defensive play from Ryan LeBlanc there. And they can pretty much run the clock out now with 15 seconds remaining.
LeBlanc racing up the sideline.
We'll see if he wants to actually shoot the ball. Get him an assist here. Harrigan with the goal. Ryan
Last
LeBlanc
second, the
with
Tigers
what
get to
I would
20.
suspect is his first assist of the season. It's not often a defender gets an assist.
And those, especially the long pole defenders, they love to get in there and get assists and goals. They love it.
There's nothing more fun, trust me, Rob, as a defensive player, than shooting the ball or passing for a goal. You feel so much like a fish out of water when you're doing it.
Final 3 seconds will play out. Tigers on their way to picking up their first win. And that will do it. The Tigers improved to 1-2. North Rockland falls to 1-1. And Steve, after the first 2 games from Mamaroneck, a tough loss and then a heartbreaking loss, definitely a big way for this team to rebound today.
This is exactly the kind of game that they needed, the kind of performance they needed, the kind of score they needed, and obviously the opponent that they needed after 2 of what will probably be the 2 toughest teams on their schedule. To have an opponent like this where they can get well, as they say, is key, and they will be able to pick themselves up and move on from here, hopefully to a very successful campaign in 2015.
But we're not done yet here. Stick around for the post-game show. We'll talk to a player or two. We'll grab Coach Jeff Barnard, get his thoughts as well, and we'll wrap it up too. That's all coming up next here on LMC Varsity Sports.
So we're here with senior co-captain Reed Malice. Reed, you had 6 goals and 5 assists on the day in a 20-8 victory over North Rockland. Talk a little bit about the keys to the game for you and for your teammates.
Possession, first of all. You know, we wouldn't have scored all the goals we had and wouldn't have had the success if we didn't have the ball. That's key. Ben Shapiro winning faceoffs, that helps. And then just the chemistry. You know, everyone was moving the ball, everyone got their opportunities, and we were just lucky to finish when we had the chance. So they're a great team. It was fortunate that it came out this way, and we just hope to keep improving.
We were talking about during the broadcast, Reed, that possession is such a key, and we could tell that the ball really just wasn't hitting the turf at all for you guys. I think that's definitely a strength for you. Is that something you work on a lot?
Yeah, Coach Barnard has the rule. We have to work it around a few times before we even start our offense, and that's key. We want to tire out the defense, really limit turnovers, and when that happens, you know, like a result today, the scoreboard will usually, you know, look the way it's supposed to. So we're just happy. We just got to keep working on it, and you know, like you said, that's the key to our game plan.
Well, Reed, congratulations on a fantastic victory today, and good luck on the season to come.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, and hope to see you guys at more games.
All right.
Joined now by Tigers coach Jeff Barnard. Coach, obviously a big win today. How big of a key is possession for your team, especially even starting with the face-offs at Ben Shapiro?
Possession's always a major key of any game. Obviously, if we can, you know, keep the ball on offense, it just keeps them from putting it in the back of the net against us. So that's huge. And Ben's a talented kid, and he came up big today. He works really, really hard, and he's done a nice job for us thus far this year. He did a real nice job last year as well. So hopefully he'll just keep the upward momentum going.
It seemed like the ball was sticking into the sticks of all your attackers. North Rockland barely had a chance to get a goal in edgewise. How important and how much do you stress being able to possess the ball and not turn it over like that?
It's a primary thing that I stress, actually. And some of the, some of our conversation, a lot of our conversations during the game were just about, just they got to be smart and never throw the ball away. And we have some kids that can have the ability to possess. So actually, that's something that we're trying to do even better job with, and even better than we did today. Obviously, we're going to encounter some really tough defenses along the way. So you just need that.
You opened the season with a tough loss against a really good Bronxville team. Mm-hmm. You have that last-minute loss the other day against Wantagh. How nice is it to just get this team rolling the way you want it to be with a big win like this?
It's good to get a win. I wish some of our kids that were in there at the end kind of backed off a little bit. At the end and just worked on, like we said, the possession end. But other than that, it was really it was good. It's great for our kids. They worked really hard. They have worked really hard and played a lot of lacrosse. They deserved the W for sure. We were a little not as happy with the third quarter and how they performed there, but the first half went real well, and we're still working on putting together like complete game, entire complete game, I guess you could say. We put 2 pretty good quarters in today, but it's a 4-quarter game, and down the stretch we want to make sure that we get there.
Back one more time on the postgame show, a 28 win by Mamaroneck over North Rockland, who we thought this was going to be a lot closer game, Steve, than it was. But Mamaroneck, right from the outset, it feels like a broken record at this point, but the possession ability of Mamaroneck just miles ahead of where North Rockland.
Passing and cradling are key skills. Catching is probably the most key, because they were making a lot of great offensive efforts on the North Rockland offensive end, but they just weren't keeping the ball in the air. The ball was hitting the turf way too much. Mamaroneck had the superior stick skills, and that is really what ruled the day. And then when you add in a talent like Reed Malice and a talent like Chris Conley, they're going to dominate action no matter who the opponent is. So when you have goals scored within 15 seconds of a face-off on multiple occasions, it's really hard to overcome that kind of skill and talent.
And down on the other end, too, when North Rockland, they did possess the ball to some degree, Ryan LeBlanc seemed like he really was leading that defensive unit. And North Rockland, really a low percentage of good shots, and they did obviously score some goals. They scored 8, but it looked like they really were in control on the other end as well, and that helps to limit what the offense can do.
Yeah, the defense is the unsung hero,
in that type of a 20-8 victory, because the ball is in the offensive zone for so long. But if your defense is lacking, when the other team gets possession of the ball, they're going to be able to do something with it. Now, really, I think a majority of the goals were simply a lack of hustle and effort in certain situations, but for the most part, when the game was more than out of reach and decided. So really a spectacular defensive effort by the entire Lacrosse defense, regaining possession of the ball, getting it into the offensive zone, into their playmakers' hands.
And that'll do it for us here on LMC Varsity Sports today. The executive director of LMC TV is Eric Lewis. The associate director is Matt Sullivan. Community sports producer is me, Rob Moretti. The camera crew on our first bright, sunshiny day of the spring season, Stefan Aloisa, Stephen Briante, and Asher Collins. One more time alongside Stephen Astis, I am Rob Moretti, thanking you for tuning into this one, and also telling you to keep watching. We've got the Rhinex softball team taking on, weather permitting, their rival Valhalla next. That should be a great game as well. You'll want to stick around and watch that one. That will be coming up next on LMC TV.